Over 2,000 years ago, in the 2nd century BCE, a profound teaching was gifted to humanity by a remarkable figure, a spiritual guide whose wisdom has influenced countless generations. This teacher, Patanjali, authored the Yoga Sutras, a set of principles that laid the foundation for all modern yoga practices. Yet, the yoga Patanjali taught was not just about physical poses or even meditation, as we commonly think of it today. His teachings delved into the deepest mysteries of existence and enlightenment, offering a roadmap to transcending the limitations of the material world and unlocking the true nature of reality. But why is this ancient wisdom still elusive? Why have so many people, despite thousands of years of study, failed to grasp the full potential of Patanjali's message? The answer lies in a delicate balance between two contrasting forces, surrender and effort. Patanjali emphasized the critical importance of two principles, vairagya, that is surrender, and abhyasa, or intense effort. On the surface, these two seem to contradict each other. How can one be fully committed to both surrendering and striving? But therein lies the genius of Patanjali's teaching. The secret to unlocking reality is in mastering the balance of these two forces. Abhyasa, as Patanjali described, is the consistent and focused effort to stabilize the mind and transcend its constant fluctuations. It's the discipline of showing up, day after day, practicing mindfulness, meditation, and detachment from desires. The key word here is ceaselessness. Patanjali explains that only through long, uninterrupted practice can one begin to master the mind. But even effort, no matter how intense, is only half of the equation. Vairagya is the other half. It is the act of surrendering, to let go of desires, fears, and attachments. To move through life without thirsting for material rewards or recognition. This concept is often the most difficult for people to understand or embrace because it asks us to trust in something greater than ourselves, to trust in the flow of life itself. Yet, in modern times we have mastered abhyasa, taking action, setting goals, and striving relentlessly to achieve them. What we have not mastered is the art of surrender. We burn ourselves out, pushing for outcomes we believe we need, without realizing that true success comes not from controlling life, but from flowing with it. Imagine for a moment being able to manifest the outcomes you desire, not through force or control, but naturally, effortlessly. Imagine waking up one day to realize that life has conspired to bring your dreams to fruition, not because you fought for them, but because you surrendered to the greater flow of life. This may sound mystical, but it's grounded in an ancient practice of connecting with the most divine source of energy within you, your heart. The key to achieving this is a simple, yet profound meditation that can unlock your potential within just 30 days. This meditation doesn't require complicated rituals or hours of chanting. It only requires that you tune into your heart chakra, the center of your emotional and spiritual energy. By focusing on this energy center, you can unblock stagnant energy and allow the natural flow of life to guide you. The process of unlocking your heart's energy begins with a simple yet profound act, placing your hands over your heart. This gesture creates an intimate connection between your physical body and the energy center of your emotions and spirit. As you take deep, conscious breaths, you draw your focus inward. With each inhale, imagine the energy within your heart as a glowing, pulsating light. This energy expands with every breath, radiating out from your chest and filling your entire being with warmth, strength, and vitality. You are connecting to the source of your deepest emotions and desires. As you exhale, release this energy outward, letting go of the fears, doubts, and attachments that weigh you down. Each breath becomes a tool of surrender, sending love into the world and aligning your inner state with the flow of the universe. As you do this, your mind begins to quiet and the whispers of your heart become louder. Over time, you'll notice that solutions to problems come to you easily. New opportunities arise without effort, and your path to success becomes smoother. One of the most overlooked aspects of spiritual growth is the power of feelings. We live in a world that idolizes logic, rationality, and the mind. We are taught from a young age to suppress our emotions, to rely on intellect over intuition. But as the author Neil Donald Walsh says in his book, Conversations with God, words and thoughts may help you understand something, But it is only through feelings that you truly know. The soul speaks in feelings, not words. It seeks the highest feeling of love, the experience of joy, peace, and connection. It already possesses all the knowledge it needs, but it craves the experience of that knowledge. This is where so many of us go wrong. We try to intellectualize our way to enlightenment. We overthink, overanalyze, and allow fear to guide our actions. But fear is the enemy of the soul. Fear clings, grasps, and seeks control, while love, the true language of the soul, lets go, trusts, and flows. When we rely solely on the mind, we drown out the subtle voice of the heart. We miss out on the divine wisdom that comes through intuition, those quiet moments when we feel most connected to something greater than ourselves. Have you ever noticed that your best ideas often come when your mind is quiet? First thing in the morning, or right before bed? That's because when the mind is still, the heart can speak. One of the most common challenges we face in modern life is the feeling of being stuck. Whether it's in a job, a relationship, or a personal pursuit, we often experience a sense of stagnation, a lack of movement, growth, or change. This feeling isn't just psychological, it's energetic. Within our bodies are energy channels, or meridians, through which the life force flows. When energy is flowing freely, we feel alive, creative, and connected. But when these channels become blocked, often due to unresolved emotions, attachments, or negative beliefs, we experience stagnation. This stagnant energy manifests as anxiety, fear, doubt, and even physical tension. You may feel this as a tightness in your chest, a knot in your stomach, or a sense of heaviness in your shoulders. It's as though your energy is trying to rise, but it gets stuck, unable to move freely. Patanjali spoke of this long ago in his teachings on the chakras. Out of the 114 chakras in the human body, there are 7 primary ones located along the spine, from the root to the crown of the head. Each of these chakras governs a different aspect of our physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. When energy becomes stuck in these centers, particularly in the heart or solar plexus, we experience anxiety, fear, and a sense of being blocked. The solution is to release this stagnant energy, to allow it to flow freely once again. And the way to do this is through surrender, through letting go of the need to control every aspect of our lives. The more we cling to our fears and attachments, the more we block the natural flow of energy within us. But when we trust, when we allow life to unfold as it's meant to, the energy begins to move again. We feel lighter, more at peace, and more in tune with the flow of life. Surrender is not easy. It requires courage, vulnerability, and trust, qualities that are often seen as weaknesses in our modern world. We are taught to be strong, to push through challenges, to never back down. But true strength lies in knowing when to let go. It lies in trusting that the universe, or God, knows what is best for us, even when we cannot see it ourselves. This is the ultimate lesson of Patanjali's teachings. When we balance abhyasa, the effort we put into achieving our goals, with vairagya, the surrender to a higher power, we align ourselves with the natural flow of the universe. We stop fighting against life and start flowing with it. Surrendering to the unknown has been a recurring theme in history, where moments of letting go have led to profound outcomes. Take, for instance, the life of Mahatma Gandhi. In his quest for India's independence, Gandhi understood that non-violent resistance, his form of abhyasa, had to be paired with vairagya, or surrender, to a greater power. He placed his faith not just in the people of India, but in a higher cosmic order. His decision to lead a peaceful movement, despite the overwhelming force of British colonial rule, was an act of surrender as much as it was an act of defiance. Gandhi trusted that the universe would bring justice in its own time, and against all odds, this surrender eventually led to India's independence. Always remember that the power of surrender does not mean passivity. Rather, it is the courage to let go when necessary, trusting that the forces of life will guide us toward a greater outcome. So how can you begin to unlock your own potential, to experience the flow of life in its most divine form? The answer lies in committing to a simple yet transformative practice. For the next 30 days, dedicate yourself to the heart chakra meditation described earlier. Each day, take time to sit quietly, place your hands over your heart, and breathe deeply into the center of love and intuition. As you breathe, visualize your energy expanding, releasing all fear, doubt, and attachment. Focus on the feelings of gratitude and love, and imagine that all the outcomes you desire are already yours. As you do this, you'll notice that the challenges and obstacles in your life begin to dissolve. Solutions will come to you effortlessly, and you'll find yourself moving through life with greater ease and joy. This meditation is not just a spiritual exercise. It's a practical tool for manifesting the life you've always dreamed of. By aligning yourself with the flow of energy within you, you unlock the true power of the universe, a power that is always available, always present, and always working in your favor. Unlocking reality is not about gaining control over life. It's about surrendering to the natural flow of existence. It's about balancing effort with trust and action with surrender. And when we learn to do this, we discover that life is not something we need to fight against, but something we can flow with effortlessly and joyfully. Remember, the path to enlightenment is not a destination, but a journey that begins with the simple act of surrendering to the wisdom of the heart.